Tonight on News 5 Live, members of parliament weigh in on the leader of the opposition's fall from grace. Containers ending up at Big Creek. What will that cost consumers? And the Prime Minister joins in the celebration of the Honduran president's inauguration. These stories and more up next on News 5 Live.
It's a fact that your credit lasts longer when using Smart. During these times, we're all trying to find ways to cut costs and save the little resources we have. With Smart, it's easy to do that. It's a fact that with Smart, your credit lasts longer. You can call Smart to Smart and Smart to Digi using your promo credit, while with the other guy, you can only call OnNet, Digi, or BTL numbers. What does this mean? You get to call any national number using your promo credit. Your promo credit is free, so that call is also free. Know your facts. Don't be tricked by the other guy. Be smart and save your dollars.
It's almost lunchtime and Alice is getting hungry and forgot to bring cash. She remembers that eCash now has a geolocation feature in which she can easily view the eCash merchants near her, especially restaurants. Her co-workers also ask her to order food for them.
Chicken chow mein, please, and a Coke.
The merchant sends her the payment link. She taps confirm, and within a few minutes, her food is delivered. Alice then views her transaction history and taps on the transaction recently made. Then taps the split the bill button where she selects the unevenly option and moves the bar to the desired amount per person. The request is then sent to her friends. Her colleagues accept the request and are ready to enjoy their meals. Geolocation and splitting the bill via eCash make Alice's life a whole lot easier.
If you're looking for low-cost television advertising, have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you save valuable time and money.
Call us today at 223-0146 or visit us at our offices on Pony Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
This newscast is brought to you by the Belize Bank Limited. Our country, your bank.
Good evening. Welcome to News 5 Live for Thursday, January 27th. I am Annalyn Apolonio. The public spectacle that has become Patrick Faber's fall from grace continued on Wednesday when he abruptly ended an interview and walked off the set of a weekly talk show. On January 19th, a violent incident at his home resulted in charges being brought against him by his fiancée, Dr. Shanika Arnold. She decided to seek no further action, but the blowback has been intense and Faber has signaled his intention of resigning. Nonetheless, a House meeting has been scheduled for next Friday, and with Faber's pending resignation from his leadership roles, the United Democratic Party is once again left to pick up the pieces. Here's News 5's Isani Cayetano with that story.
A meeting of the House of Representatives has been called for February 4th. The Briceño administration is going about its business, superintending the government of Belize, but the leadership of the United Democratic Party is once again in question. Collette Area Representative Patrick Faber has indicated that he will be demitting office as party leader and leader of the opposition. His pending departure, however, is yet to be made official, with the tendering of letters of resignation to UDP Chairman Michael Perfid and Governor General Furlat Salam, respectively. His colleagues in Parliament, those in power, have waited on Faber's staggering fall.
It's sad. It's a tragic situation all around. It's always immensely sad and immensely tragic when you see human tragedy, human fall from grace. I think that is no matter who the person is or no matter which side of the fence they are, you don't want to see that. But a lot has been said, a lot more will be said, a lot has happened.
In the intervening time between Faber's public statement on Monday and his forthcoming exit on January 31st, a lot has indeed transpired. The embattled politician walked off the set of a talk show on Thursday, and News 5 has been made to understand that he is presently out of the country.
Mr. Faber is being brought down by friendly fire. I mean, he was on Channel 7 on Cut. Mr. Jules Vasquez. And I don't give Mr. Vasquez wrong in putting to him, look, you are an abuser and you have not owned up. You have not taken responsibility, and that is one of the points that I, for my own part as a woman, would like to stress. Not wanting to take responsibility for one's actions. I mean, that is just unbelievable. I take no pleasure. I don't want to see the man fall down, but he's bringing about his own downfall with his conduct.
The political nosedive that Faber has been experiencing over the past week, part of the blistering fallout in the wake of another allegation of domestic abuse, has raised the question of a need for urgent intervention. It's an opinion that is shared by Deputy Prime Minister Cordell Hyde.
I think an intervention is urgent. I think an intervention is urgent. A serious intervention.
Do you believe that he should resign from the House?
I hadn't gone that far. All I say is that in many other countries, he would have had to resign from the Parliament entirely. But those are personal considerations, one, but they're also national considerations because, at the end of the day, the man was elected by constituents, so constituents will have a say in that. But I think right at this moment, with all that's happening, an intervention is needed.
Fellow parliamentarian Dolores Balderramos Garcia, who also issued a recorded statement denouncing gender-based violence, is calling for his resignation from the National Assembly entirely.
He's unfit. I believe he should resign altogether from the National Assembly and get help. But more important, Mr. Moody, more important, let us give the support to the women and to the survivors of domestic violence that we need to give. The question was asked to me earlier, why is it that so many women get to the court and say, I don't want any further action? First of all, it's not a bad thing to report an incident of gender violence for future reference. That is not a bad thing. However, it is disheartening that so many women find themselves in a position of not wanting to pursue the evidence.
Going back to the issue of his replacement as leader of the opposition ahead of next Friday's House meeting, we are also made to understand that Corozal North Area Representative Hugo Pat, Deputy Party Leader of the UDP, is once again endorsing Shine Barrow as the 15th Leader of the opposition. Reporting for News 5, I am Isana Cayetano.
The strike at the Port of Belize is now in its 8th day, and the latest indications are that the port will be seeking legal redress against the Christian Workers Union for what is being termed their illegal strike action, which has already cost PBL an economic loss of $1 million. But even before the stevedores blocked the offloading of cargo, Belizeans have seen the cost of goods increasing. According to the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the acquisition cost of some items has tripled. Nikita Usher, the immediate past president of the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry, was a guest on Open Your Eyes morning show, where he gave a breakdown of all the factors that affects the increased cost of goods in your supermarkets and favorite stores.
Costs of goods in Belize have actually been seeing an inflated rate, and that's particularly for two reasons. One, we have the aspect of freight that has skyrocketed over the last 6 or 8 months or during the COVID period. And also bear in mind that that's a cost that is coming to the consumer at the end of the day, because it's calculated in the cost of landed costs that the stores or the supermarkets will then add to their cost of putting it on the shelves. But in addition to that, where a good also carry a duty, there's also the aspect of duties that are now higher than normal because of the higher cost of freight. Because there is a thing that is called in the business of freighting, CIF delivery, costs including freight, which means then that you take the cost of freight and you add it to your cost, and then duties are calculated on those goods, on the value of those goods, inclusive of freight costs. So already having a freight cost that is higher then gives you a higher duty for those duties, and the custom brokers can share that with you in more details. That automatically put the cost of the goods on the shelf a little higher than what we would have accustomed to be seeing pre-COVID time. I heard in one of the media houses where someone said that it will not have any impact on that at all. But really and truly, we have to be careful, because when these ships arrive with these containers, their responsibility is to offload. And the longer they stay out there, time is running and you're paying that cost. Automatically, those costs start to add. Equally, if there's a decision taken where we have to divert these containers onto another port, particularly in Big Creek, there are those supermarkets, importers who are saying, you have just increased my cost because I have a higher inland cost.
A short while ago, we received this update stating, quote, CWU is hereby put on notice that PBL intends to seek immediate legal redress for the economic loss sustained as a result of CWU's illegal strike. We therefore urge you to seek legal advice on this matter and call off the continuing illegal strike, unquote. Delroy Fairweather, Vice President of the Belize Custom Brokers Association, was also a guest on the morning show. He spoke about the number of ships that have had to return to the U.S. with cargo, as well as the logistical problems that arose when containers are diverted to the only operational port in the country at this time.
Principals, they would look at the number of containers they have on board to see if it would be feasible to either return to the first port, well, the transshipment point, or divert and offload these containers at next port. The two vessels that have returned, one only had 10 containers on board. That was the first vessel that got caught in the strike action, and the second vessel had maybe around 39 or 40 containers. That one returned on Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. But from there onwards, the other vessels made that decision, which was a Type A trader. That was one of the larger vessels that came in and that went straight to Big Creek. That came in, offloaded, and left. The Carib Mariner, which is one of the most popular vessels, which makes weekly sailings to Belize. That is the direct shipment from Miami. They went ahead and they went down to Big Creek. I think they offloaded yesterday. The Midnight Czar, which is a next transshipment vessel from Jamaica, that is the one that is currently out at the anchorage in the Belize City Harbor. And of course, the fertilizer. And I would want to touch on the fertilizer because what happened, you're looking now that this fertilizer vessel, if it has to go down to Big Creek, I'm not sure if the owners have made any decision as so far as that as yet, but the transportation cost will definitely be a factor on that because you're looking now at 2.5 hour trip. I can't, maybe Nikita could see how many miles we're looking at. This is actually bulk cargo, and bulk cargo, it's a lot more sensitive than actually than containerized cargo.
And while ships are diverting to the Big Creek port only on a temporary basis at this time, drawn-out conflict at the PBL could result in businesses moving their operations there full-time. ASR BSI permanently migrated to the Big Creek port back in 2021 to export its raw sugar. Fairweather says what is currently playing out at the port of Belize is like deja vu.
It's a deja vu moment again because you brought up the sugar, and we have a lot of discussions amongst ourselves, with colleagues, people from the business community, the shipping agents, even some of the people from the port, when we go there to release cargo. And I'm telling you, there's a genuine concern because people would really want to see this situation resolved because if there's no resolution in it, and imagine if cargo starts diverting down to the port in Big Creek, it's not like the monies will be definitely the significant income will be lost from the port. The stevedores definitely will be losing income likewise because now you will see a shift in where the operations will occur. What this does, it actually gives the South more business because then you're looking now at either persons from Belize trying to maybe set up shop, for lack of a better words, in the South. You have the transporters who are down South. This is a income flow for them. I was telling Nikita earlier, likewise, that for them at CPBL, it would basically be a blessing in disguise, but he rightly corrected me and said, you know what, yes, we're not just thinking about just ourselves here, we're thinking about everyone in the country.
Minister Hyde also chimed in on the state of affairs at the Port of Belize Limited, as well as the negative effects that it is having on the nation's economy. He is hopeful that a resolution is drawing near.
No, I think, it's a really difficult situation. These are issues that are long-standing, and so they're very tense. It's pretty much a face-off. And I don't think you ever reach to this point lightly. Like, nobody takes this lightly because everybody loses. The stevedores are losing wages. The company is losing business. Consumers are waiting on their stuff. Business people are lamenting the extra costs that they may incur. So nobody really wins in this. The job of the government is to try to ensure that everybody wins. And I think that we've taken a really a solid approach to the process. I think we started from in Orange Walk with the cane farmers and the BSI ASR face-off, where I think we were involved and hands-on, and we tried to function in a peaceful atmosphere where tensions did not reach where they could have reached. So I think that in this particular situation, the Minister of the Ports is actively engaged, actively shuttling between the two sides. And as I said, I'm an eternal optimist, and I believe that I'm hopeful that something will get sorted out pretty soon.
Coming up, the Prime Minister represents Belize at a Central American presidential inauguration. The images from the festivities today in Honduras when we return.
Digi, the premier name in voice and data, is also the country's leading provider of innovative services and solutions for small business and enterprise. At DigiBusiness, we offer solutions, tools, and applications to support your business needs. Reduce costs, improve efficiency, and excel in a changing world where no idea is too big and no task is too small. From technology advising to design implementation and management, our team of qualified solution sales and specialists can develop a reliable and robust infrastructure, allowing you to spend more time on what matters most, your business. Visit us online to explore how DigiBusiness innovative products and solutions can help your business reduce costs and improve efficiency.
Hello, welcome to Samsung's awesome experience right here in Belize. Come check it out. Not sure which Samsung Galaxy A series is right for you? Touch, play, and learn about your device before you buy. Once you've purchased your device, you can now benefit from the full Samsung service experience. Your phone is covered by a 1-year local warranty. This includes manufacturer defects and software and hardware issues caused by the manufacturer. Enjoy your phone with peace of mind knowing that your Galaxy is protected. And when your warranty expires, you can still bring it to our certified Samsung Repair Center. Our technicians will diagnose and repair your device with Samsung original parts and machinery. Enjoy the Samsung experience when you shop at any of our authorized partners countrywide, including Cellular World, Digi, Odette's Home Center, Debari, Tropigas, and Quartz. Join the Samsung experience in Belize today.
Taking its name from the venerable father of the nation, the George Price Highway stretches 77 miles from Belize City to Benque Viejo. Originally built in the 1930s, this cross-country highway system is the artery that links Belize to Central America at the western border with Guatemala. That connection facilitates overland trade, supporting Belize's economic development. Winding its way across the scenic countryside, the George Price Highway from Roaring Creek to Esperanza has been fully reconstructed to meet international standards, with particular emphasis on road safety. A shorter and hassle-free commute is best enjoyed when everyone obeys the traffic laws. To reduce the number and frequency of road traffic accidents, it means that a seatbelt must be worn at all times, and the speed limit observed when traveling along the highway. It also means that pedestrians must use sidewalks and crosswalks where available. Buses should only board and discharge passengers at a designated bus stop. Road safety is everyone's responsibility. It begins with you.
Congrats to all our December winners of BEL's Customer Rewards. Petronilo Tuz from Orange Walk won the electric washer and dryer combo. Yvonne August from Belize City won the electric stove. Melissa Arana from Dangriga won the 65-inch smart TV. Abram Dyke from Blue Creek won the 22,000 BTU air conditioner. Del Marie McNeil from Belize City won the side-by-side fridge. Ulri Bennett from Belmopan won the laptop. Norman Benguche from Punta Gorda won the toaster oven. Deborah Ordonez from Belize City won the microwave. Barbara Arop from Belize City won the Hunter ceiling fan. And Laura Godfrey from Placencia won the $400 voucher for LED lights. Look out for more BEL customer rewards in 2022 and how you can get chances to win.
Bringing people together has always been SMART's mission and passion. That is why we are proud to have built a locally independent quality network from the ground up that spans the country with over 100 sites. We continue to add more affordable mobile data packages, broadband speeds, and voice services to meet your personal and business needs. SMART has set the standard of true competition with the most competitive prices on all services offered. We invite and welcome you to join the SMART family, where the value for your dollar matters. SMART will continue bringing new technologies, more affordable prices, network expansions, and people together. SMART, bringing people together.
Prime Minister John Briceño and a delegation including the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Eamon Courtney, and CEO of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Amalia Mai, are in Honduras, where they attended the inauguration ceremony for the newly elected President of Honduras, Xiomara Castro. Prime Minister John Briceño on Wednesday told the media that this trip is a part of his administration's effort to strengthen Belize's ties with nations across Latin America. The arrival of the Prime Minister Briceño, Foreign Minister Courtney, and CEO was captured by the media in Honduras. Data from the Statistical Institute of Belize shows that for December 2021, like the previous month, imports and exports were significantly higher, but so was the cost of living. News 5's Marian Ali takes a look at how the economy performed for that month in this report.
According to the SIB, in its latest press release on Belize's economy, imports in December of 2021 grew by 57.4%, or by $83.7 million, while exports shot up even higher by a whopping 74.8%, or by $145.9 million over the same month in 2020. Belize's total imports for last month stood at $229.6 million. The SIB reported on Wednesday that revenues from the machinery and transport equipment imports of machinery and transport equipment's category for the month almost doubled, rising from $26 million to $48.3 million, or by as much as $22.3 million when compared to the same period the previous year. SIB attributed the sharp rise to increased imports of heavy-duty mobile equipment. In the exports category, our total domestic exports for December of 2021 stood at $37.1 million. That represented an increase of $15.9 million, or 74.8%, over total exports for December of 2020. Crude oil exports for that month stood at $7.4 million. Notably, Belize did not export any petroleum in December of 2020. There were increases in revenues for marine products, sugar, and animal feed. Earnings from marine products went up by $13.8 million for the year, and revenues for molasses increased by $5 million. Banana exports went up from $87 million in December of 2020 to $91.9 million in 2021. But while we did well in the exports category, the inflation rate, or cost of living, also went up generally by 4.9%. SIB says this was largely due to higher prices for motor vehicle fuels, food items, liquefied petroleum gas, restaurant services, and household cleaning products compared to the prices that existed for the same month of 2020. There were price decreases, however, on some food items and fresh produce. By municipality, Orange Walk Town recorded the highest inflation rate of 7.2%. Benque Viejo, by contrast, recorded the lowest at a 3.3% increase. Reporting for News 5, I'm Marian Ali.
Last night, you heard from the joint union negotiating team after yesterday's meeting with the government counterpart. We learned that several financial documents were presented and reviewed during the 4-hour meeting. We were also informed that a second meeting is scheduled for February 16th, where the union leaders expect to get a clearer picture of the nation's financial stance. Today, we got comments from the Deputy Prime Minister, Cordell Hyde, who is also leading the government's negotiating team.
I thought our meeting went well. We usually have very fruitful, very cordial, very frank discussions. Yesterday was a short meeting by our standards. It's usually, yes, 4 hours is short for us. We usually go 6-7 hours. Usually long and intense meetings. Yesterday was short, 4 hours. We shared a ton load of information with them to say where we are right now and where we project to be by the end of the financial year. We've outperformed our budget estimates, I think impressively so. I think we are moving in the right direction. We are not out of the woods yet. But the numbers look good, and it's for them. We promised a year ago that we would not keep the salary adjustment any longer than we needed to be, that annually we would review and analyze the numbers with a view to return to the status quo ante as soon as it's possible. And so yesterday was the start of that process in earnest. They have the numbers, we've given them a lot of information. They will probably want more information, but we are supposed to meet in 3 weeks' time. And we're supposed to have a really good meeting then.
So maybe they don't get back the 10% immediately, but maybe in tranches they get 5 and then 2.
You the insist Africa get ahead of yourself, right? 3 weeks.
While with acting Prime Minister Cordell Hyde, he was also asked to comment on the case of the 8 Venezuelans who purported to be asylum seekers in Belize. They were among 37 persons who had entered the country via Copa Airlines flight on January 18th and denied leave to land. In the process of them being returned to Panama, however, they were held at the Biltmore Hotel. 21 have been returned, 8 are in quarantine at the Biltmore having tested positive for COVID, and 8 others expressed interest to acquire refugee status in Belize. But within 48 hours of being housed at a shelter in Belmopan, those persons left the facility and reportedly crossed the border into Mexico. It is almost a slap in the face to government, which was ensuring that no human rights violations were committed against these persons. Hyde gave comments on the incident.
I think it's a learning experience for us. We have to be extremely vigilant where the people who are coming into the country are concerned. It's hard to, there's always a human interest to these things, and it's hard to really evaluate the seriousness of the situations without really understanding the unique situations that these people may find themselves in. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing, but we have to be on the ball. We have to be ever mindful of human trafficking, ever mindful of the pitfalls that await us with this giant migration problem that exists in the region, escalated or started with the really devastating poverty situations that exist in these countries, and people are trying to find their way out. And I think it's a wake-up call for us, because I think we've been asleep a little, well, not really asleep, let me not say that, but I think the average person wasn't cognizant that this kind of trafficking is taking place at this level, and that when these flights land into Belize, that it's not all legitimate people that try to get off the plane, you know, you just assume. So when you hear 37 persons cannot land, that's shocking, that's big news. But we have to respect our laws, we have to uphold our laws.
After the break, replacing outmoded laws on defamation. The Attorney General on the changes when we come back. But first, here's a look at the latest COVID-19 figures.
In the moments that matter the most, for your health and well-being, when the choice is yours, choose the brand you have always trusted. Crystal Water. Taste you can trust.
Child Development Foundation, or CDF as we are popularly known, has been partnering with Social Security Board since 2015. Social Security Board supports our child protection initiatives. They support us to build capacity for teachers and parents to identify the indicators of abuse. In particular, they support our counseling center so that we can provide trauma-focused counseling therapy to children who have been abused. Social Security has also supported our prevention program, the Rise Girls program, to help us to equip young women who are in primary and secondary school to understand more about adolescent development and also to build good self-esteem and to build safe social networks.
Over the past 6 years, we have established a partnership with the Social Security Board. It has assisted us in addressing some of their social welfare needs and health care needs of our older persons, specifically in Belize City, San Ignacio, and Belmopan. We have had the opportunity to do home visits with our geriatrician and physiotherapists. We distribute meals to them. We also have that opportunity to interact with them, to observe them. There are needs that may be identified. If we can address those, we do so.
Social Security has been one of our biggest donors throughout the years, and the services that they provide to us is basically financial, and it helps with a lot of things here at the center like bills and groceries. The center is a drop-in center for the mentally ill, elderly, homeless, deportees. They come here, they take a shower, they get their breakfast, they get their lunch, and they also do recreational stuff here at the center. They can watch television, they listen to music, they play games, and they just, interact with each other because here it's like a family.
We have been a partner with Smart for over 10 plus years. We have a full Smart plan we use as our major driver for our business. We have a service that rolls over in that if you call one and it is busy, it rolls over to the next line. So once you call us, you can get us at any time. Before we got this Smart service, we were paying upwards of nearly $2,000 in phone bills. Since we've had our Smart service, we pay an average about $600. So we've had tremendous saving, more than 50%. For the businesses, if you want to save money, switch to Smart because it is far more cost effective and the service is excellent.
Smart continues to be innovative in bringing new technology and meaningful savings during these challenging times to businesses across Belize. Sign up for our VoIP technology or broadband packages and save more.
We all know the importance of running water and proper drainage in your home. That's why we rely on a fully functional plumbing system. At Benny's, we have all the plumbing supplies and accessories you need. Our pipes, fittings, valves, and adapters are made from durable quality materials. Remember to wash your hands with clean running water from your faucet. We have kitchen and bathroom faucets in various styles and finishes. Whether for installation or maintenance, make sure to use recommended PVC cleaner, solvent, and Teflon tape to fix or prevent leaks. We also have the tools to get the job done. For all your residential, commercial, or industrial plumbing needs, shop at Benny's. Celebrating 75 years of quality and savings.
Who offers the best mobile experience in Belize? You don't know? Well, the truth is, Digi, our national telecom, of course. Digi has the largest mobile LTE advanced network with over 96% countrywide coverage, offering the fastest mobile LTE data speeds at the most affordable rates with mobile plans that fit your lifestyle. The truth is, only Digi gives the ultimate mobile LTE experience. Visit your nearest Digi store to join the bigger, better network today. Digi, our national telecom. Visit us online at www.livedigi.com.
Cabinet has approved the repeal of the libel and defamation law and will be replacing it with simply a defamation law, the papers for which will be introduced at the next House of Representatives meeting. We spoke with Attorney General Magali Marin-Young, who explained that the new bill will replace an outdated piece of legislation with a view to cover all possible scenarios where defamation can occur.
The objectives are really to modernize the law on defamation, and there are some archaic procedural rules when one approaches the court with matters involving libel or slander. They have to be pleaded separately, for example. So this new law simplifies it, and we simply call it a claim in defamation. It recognizes that defamation may take place in digital formats and on social media platforms. And it also widens the net for not only established news media, but there's a lot of persons on social media who purport to be part of the established media. And so we are widening the net to also include those persons. People have created all sorts of pages purporting to be media pages and publishing various commentaries, news articles, purported news articles. And so, yes, it's being widened to include those platforms and those pages. It simplifies the manner in which one approaches the court. It provides the court with creative remedies, and it basically codified some of the common law defenses, the defense of truth, justification, fair comment. There are some judgments that the court has tried its best to deal with defamation in other formats. I think there was a case also involving a Facebook post.
Under the new laws, people who make Facebook posts that are republished or shared or draw other comments that can be deemed as libelous or defamatory comments can be held accountable, unless they can prove in court that they were unaware of the libel.
Sometimes somebody publishes something and it's republished, it's shared, for example, or it's reproduced on a personal page, and the person unwittingly did not know these statements to have been untrue. It provides the court with flexibility to take into account that the person who republished may not have known that that information is true. But it does provide, the court may make a correction order. The court may order the persons to correct the statements that were defamatory. The court may make an order stating how many times you need to publish and the primacy with which, whether it's on the front page or, how often you need to leave it on your page to get it corrected, or in the print media if it's on the front page, etc. So the courts, in a sense, have been making orders to that effect, but it gives them a little bit more flexibility in the exercise of their discretion.
In terms of damage suffered, the new law also stipulates that the damages awarded have to realistically compensate for that damage. In this week's cabinet meeting, the Prime Minister and his advisors approved the free prior informed consent protocol that will guide consultations with Maya communities. According to this week's cabinet briefing, this protocol is in keeping with government's commitment to the implementation of the 2015 consent order of the Caribbean Court of Justice. Cabinet has approved the establishment of the Blue Bond and Project Finance for Permanence Unit within the Office of the Prime Minister. The ministers were also updated on the increasing numbers of migrants arriving in Belize through the Philip Golson International Airport from Panama via Copa Airline flights and using Belize as a transit point to move northbound. In addition, the Minister of Immigration reported on the application for refugee status by the 8 Venezuelans who were handed over to the UNHCR, but who later fled while in the care of that organization. In response, Cabinet has given its approval for the Ministry of Immigration to impose visa requirements for nationals of Venezuela, Ecuador, and the Dominican Republic. Michelle Shabat, Minister of Public Utilities, that is, Energy and Logistics, updated Cabinet on the current industrial action by the stevedores at Port of Belize Limited and that the dispute is currently before the Essential Services Tribunal. The minister also expressed concern about the impact the industrial action was having on the stevedores, Port of Belize Limited, and the country's economy. Just ahead, sorting out the issues with the land in the Belize district. But first, here's a weather update with data from the Belize Met Service.
New Year's is a time for us to make hearty resolutions that will help us better our lives, and then promptly forget about them. However, there are some resolutions we shouldn't forget about. Join us for our new series, 100%, where we'll be talking about being 100% in on things like our relationship with God, our spouses, finances, and more. Tune in at 10 a.m. right here on Channel 5 Belize.
What is the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine? The Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine is an RNA vaccine that triggers our immune system to develop antibodies against the SARS-CoV-2 virus that causes COVID-19. It helps to reduce hospitalization, severity of the disease, and death. What is the Pfizer vaccine made of, and is it safe? The Pfizer vaccine is made up of mRNA messenger ribonucleic acid, which are molecules that carry the genetic information needed to make proteins, lipid, salts, and sugar. It is safe for persons 12 years and older and does not contain the COVID-19 virus, hence cannot cause infection. Tests have shown that the vaccine is effective against current virus variants. Who should take the Pfizer vaccine? The Pfizer vaccine should be taken by persons 12 years of age and older who do not have severe allergic reaction after a previous dose of vaccine or have not had severe allergic reaction to any ingredient of this vaccine. 2 doses of the vaccine are required 3 weeks apart. If you are between the ages of 12 and 17 years, you are required to present a signed consent form before you are vaccinated. What are the side effects of the Pfizer vaccine? Some common side effects of the Pfizer vaccine are headache, fatigue, muscle pain, fever, chills, and swelling at the injection site. If side effects persist, contact your doctor as soon as possible. Does the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine prevent infection and transmission? No, vaccination alone does not prevent infection and transmission. We are still required to continue to wear masks properly, physically distance, wash and sanitize hands often, practice proper coughing and sneezing hygiene, and avoid crowds.
The
the ministry is collaborating with SpeedNet Communications to have a vaccination campaign for children ages 12 to 17 years. Children who get vaccinated will get a chance to win fabulous prizes, including backpacks with supplies, Nintendo Switch, tablets, book tuitions, and MiFi with 3 months data. Only children 12 to 17 years old can participate in this smart and Ministry of Health and Wellness raffle. At vaccination sites, each vaccinated child, upon being vaccinated, will receive a ticket to place their name, age, date of birth, BHIS number, and contact information on, which will be filled out by a parent or legal guardian. The sooner a person vaccinates, the more chances he or she will have to win. Get vaccinated, please. Vaccination saves lives.
Connecting people. Creating memories.
Hey guys, so here we are at the Glaze Out Kitchen. I just prepared this amazing broccoli.
Sharing a smile. Next Gen, the ultimate digital experience.
According to the Pan American Health Organization, Belize is reporting the highest rate of new COVID infections in Central America. In terms of the rest of the region, many of Mexico's southern states have seen new infections triple, and infections are accelerating in Honduras and Costa Rica. There have been spikes in South America as well, with high numbers of cases in Argentina, Brazil, Paraguay, the Guyanas, Bolivia, Peru, and Ecuador. In the Caribbean, significant surges in infections were reported in Haiti and Martinique. PAHO is also concerned about the welfare of children in Latin America, since regular immunizations and routine doctor visits are down during the pandemic. Diseases like measles in Brazil and diphtheria in Haiti and the Dominican Republic have been coming back due to a drop in childhood vaccinations. In addition, while COVID hospitalizations and severe cases are more frequent among children with pre-existing diseases such as diabetes and asthma, most of these children recover. But many children in the hemisphere remain out of the classroom, jeopardizing their social, mental, and physical well-being. PAHO is urging parents to ensure their children are getting immunized, and authorities must work to ensure the safe return to the classroom as soon as possible. Since 2021, Minister of Natural Resources Cordell Hyde has been bringing the Lands Department to the people through its mobile clinics across the country. They've been south in Dangriga, north in Corozal, and to the island town of San Pedro. But today, their stop was Ladyville, one of the largest, most populated areas of Belize Rural Central. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
Hundreds of residents from 9 villages that encompass Belize Rural Central converged today at the Ladyville Community Center for day 1 of a land clinic organized by the Ministry of Natural Resources.
Well, I decided to come out because I believe that this is the perfect opportunity for me to try as a first-time landowner in Hateville seek a piece of land. I guess we as Belizean, it's important that we earn a piece of land. Yeah, it's very important that we get a piece of land.
Your intention is to get this land so that you can build, so that you can provide for your family?
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
The people are well appreciative of the 2 days that he's going to be spending in the community.
We're only going to do 100 persons per day. It's going to be a 200 persons per 2 days. So the community is made up of thousands of people that have a lot of issues.
And that is exactly what the land clinic is trying to achieve. Lands Minister Cordell Hyde says that there are persons who have gone for decades without land titles, purchase offers, and even lease documents.
The demand is great. You have lots of people who have been trying to get their problems solved for many years, 10 years, 5 years, 8 years, and that's why we bring the government and bring the department to the people, so that they don't have to labor through going to Belmopan, spend all that money, deal with all the frustration, and there are thousands and thousands of files there, right? But when we come here, you're the most important person for that day. Today, it's a lot of people who have. I just met a guy just now. He applied to purchase his land from 1998. From 1998, he applied to purchase, never got that done, and so in the last few years, someone has squatted on the land. So that's a conundrum, because if we issue the purchase approval to him and he buys that land, he's buying a problem, you know, because it may not be a peaceful person, and so it gets complicated. So you have people who've just applied for their title 3, 4, 5 years ago, applied for their purchase approval the same amount of years. Live on their land for a long time, applied for their lease for a long time to regularize their situation, and just can't seem to get it.
Belize Rural Central Area Rep Dolores Balderramos Garcia is elated about this opportunity being afforded to her constituents.
Bringing the services of the Lands Department to the people is absolutely brilliant. As you can see, what we did was we upgraded the internet service here at the Ladyville Community Center. And basically, it's like a traveling lands department. He has brought out from the commissioner, from the senior staff, from the staff in Cayo, in Belmopan, in Belize City. And we are thrilled to accommodate, because people have a feeling that their government care for them.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
It's been over 2 weeks since classes have been reopened to hybrid learning. But not all students have the resources to access learning material virtually. Today, 5 schools from across the country are benefiting from a total of 99 laptops. A symbolic handing over ceremony was held at the House of Culture in Belize City between the Social Investment Fund and the Ministry of Education. News 5's Dwayne Moody reports.
For the past 22 months, students have been away from the formal classroom setting due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And as hundreds of institutions have returned to school in a hybrid approach, it is not without its challenges. The focus of the Ministry of Education is all students, including primary schools, who were the beneficiaries of a laptop donation today. Education CEO Diane Mejia shared the data.
What we've seen in the past 22 months is that 40% of our primary schools have used some form of online learning. Only 40% for primary schools. That's 4 out of 10. And of the schools who used some form of online learning, 84% of them used WhatsApp as the primary means. So you know what that means? Is that for the primary school students in this country who have been receiving some form of instruction using technology, it's been happening on a phone. How difficult must that be? But we persevere. And we persevere through the efforts of our partners like our friends at SIF.
A total of 92 laptops will be distributed to 5 primary schools across the country.
These 99 computers will go to primary schools across the country. Santa Marta Government School, Crooked Tree Government School, San Isidro Government School, St. Michael's RC, and Louisiana Government School. So Orange Walk, Belize District, Toledo District, Cayo District. All right? And they're going to be integral for the success of the school's delivery of hybrid learning.
The donation is valued at approximately $329,000 from the Social Investment Fund.
This initiative falls under SIF's mission to provide improved access to information and communications in education for schools across the country. The Social Investment Fund, which is under the Ministry of Finance, Economic Development and Investment, is the implementing agency for the government of Belize in addressing the basic needs of Belizeans from north to south. These laptops that we're presenting today were purchased from funds from the Basic Needs Trust Fund 9th program.
CEO Mejia says that while there has been a shift in processes, the priority is the education of students.
We've seen where our processes and our priorities have shifted in the past 22 months. Here at the Ministry of Education, our priority since day one, when the Chief and I became a part of this administration, along with our ministers, Minister Fonseca and Minister Zavane, our priority has been finding ways to ensure that we return our teachers and our students in a safe and responsible way to the classroom. That is what we've been working toward. And we've had to adjust the sails and we've had to tack and change course sometimes, but we've never lost sight of the shore.
Dwayne Moody for News 5.
CEO Valentino Shall also announced that there are another 200 laptops that will be donated under the Basic Needs Trust Fund 9th program in the near future. Those will be distributed to high school students.
Very soon, CEO Mejia, we will also be making another contribution of 206 laptops. This set of laptops will go to high schools, 5 high schools. And financing and to pay for the cost of these computers is also coming from the Basic Needs Trust Fund 9th program. And it's going to cost the program a total of $679,000 with funding from the Caribbean Development Bank and the government of Belize. This is a small but important effort in our march towards progress. We are interested in the development of this nation and the prosperity of its people, and that begins with the proper education of the children and the proper instructions of young people. We have a lot of young people, as CEO Mejia clearly pointed out, who have been left behind because they are unable to access online learning simply because they don't have the tools. So we hope with this contribution that we will begin to bridge that gap. And this is by no means what we need. There's more that needs to be done. And I can assure you that the Social Investment Fund and the Ministry of Education, and personally myself and CEO Mejia, will continue to work together to bring education as close as possible to the children during this very difficult time caused by the pandemic.
And that's the news. Tonight's broadcast is available in both text and streaming video at channel5belize.com. You can also connect with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/News5Live. I'm Annalyn Apollonia. Thanks for joining us, and from all of us here at News 5, please remember to wash your hands, keep your social distance, and stay safe. Good night.